my girls, Charlene Mango.
That's me, y'all.
And the birthday girl herself, as you can see, she's the star of the day. And she has a YouTube channel too, so you should check it in the description box. Yeah, so today we have something a bit interesting. As you can see, we're planning to bake banana bread and show you. We have our expert here. Oh my god, she's a star when it comes
I don't know what she's talking about.
Girl, please. So we're going to show you how to do it. We'll show you the results, and at the same time,
we'll also be sharing some wonderful ideas, bringing them together, also baking something, bringing something wonderful to you. As we all know, this week we're celebrating Youth Week. So we want to bring some ideas to you, things we have experienced, things we have learned. As you can see, this is my birthday. It means more wisdom. So we are going to share with you guys the things that we've experienced and learned. So we
feel like you guys also need to consider. We might have experienced them, we might not have. We may be planning to work on it, we don't know, but we feel like you guys need to hear this.
Okay, so let's just get the technical part out of the way. Our ingredients. We're going to be using flour, which in Russian is muka. We're going to be using the cinnamon and baking powder, and we also have here bicarbonate soda. We're gonna have vanilla essence as always. You can't bake without vanilla essence. And milk, and of course, because it's banana bread. Hello. We have our bananas, the uglier the better, so you can even wait for them to be it doesn't matter, like the more degraded it is, the better for the banana bread. And of course we've got things like salt, sugar,
butter,
and eggs. So basically that's like the
utensils too, guys. Alright, we're gonna start. I'm gonna be mixing the dry ingredients.
No, I'm mixing the dry ingredients.
Okay, I'm doing the what?
The butter and the sugar.
Yes. I'm going to be. Alright, let's go. So as I mix my butter and sugar, we're gonna start. I have something that I want to say, and I want to take it off my chest, guys.
Come on, woman, come on, give us. Can't wait to hear this one.
Maybe it's not the best topic to start with, but I just feel like it's the most important. And it's about relationships, guys. Okay. This one is just mainly for my girls.
Okay.
You know, I've just been seeing a lot of stuff lately, and I don't know what's with our generation and being alone. Being single is just something so wrong these days. Koda, you can't even be single for a month.
It's like people are doing like walk-in relationships, like you exit one and you're like getting into the next
and
one.
I really wanted to talk about it, guys. Relationships are not a trophy, alright? If anything, in your 20s, I feel like you should be working on yourself, working on understanding yourself, understanding your purpose, your vision and all. That's the time you need to love yourself the most and know yourself the most. But you can't do that when you keep on jumping from. Y'all don't even give yourself time to heal.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's true. You know, like someone told me, like the true test that you are ready for marriage is when you are satisfied in being by yourself. Like you are happy to be by yourself, you are content, and you are in a place where you, with or without somebody, you are happy and you feel fulfilled. And a relationship is not supposed to come to fulfill you or to complete you. It's something that's supposed to come from, like, how do I call it? It's supposed to come to take you to the next level of your purpose and your vision. So if you are in a relationship and you are not self-defined or you don't have like a purpose, I don't know what you're doing in that relationship, because nobody's gonna complete you but you.
So please, guys, please, this thing of jumping from one relationship to another, or just not even taking time alone and not learning to be happy with who you are and being content with who you are as an individual, I think it's something we definitely need to work on, because you're carrying a baggage from another relationship that you haven't dealt with. You swept it under the carpet, you bring it into your next relationship, the relationship fails, it just becomes an endless cycle, and that's not what you want to work on. So yeah,
so even as you guys are saying this, there's something I've learned over time concerning the relationships, and as you guys know that sometimes people like find comfort in relationships not because it's something that like how would I put it? I don't want to say that they don't have power over it, but at that moment they are feeling a certain void. You understand?
Yeah.
And somehow they need somebody to fill that void. You understand? And that's where it's very, very important for us to understand the importance of having a relationship with God. You understand? Because a person cannot be complete without God, you know. And if you don't allow yourself to have a relationship with God, then you remain with the void, and that is when you go outside seeking people to fill that void. But at the end of the day, they cannot be God. You know, they cannot love you like God. They can never be patient with you like God. They can never respond to you like God. You understand? And you get into a relationship hoping that a guy will give you that amount of attention.
Yeah.
Because God is always with you.
Am I doing this right?
You understand? God is always with you 24/7. That is why, my ladies, it's very, very important to be a girl pursuing God before you can pursue everything else. We were created in a way that a complete person must come together with a complete person.
Wow.
Marriage, when it comes to marriage and couples, we are using the multiplication method. You understand? So it's 1 multiplied by 1 gives 1. But then you become complete with God. So without God, you cannot be complete.
And you know,
Go ahead.
she's putting us in our zone, guys. And you know what? This is actually always our discussion. Y'all need sisters like this. You know, that brings me to something I thought about too. I thought I should share with you guys. That I feel like it's very vital, especially to my African people. Like, I think people start to need to work on having genuine relationship with God. Yes. I'm not talking about your activity, your works, your whatever it may be. But I'm not talking about relationship, guys. Genuine relationship with God. I'm talking about a fellowship with God. When Christ said that, I never knew you. That scripture that always gives me chills. I'm telling you. You know what always shocks me about that scripture? I read it time and again. Those people are so confident. They're saying, Lord, but we did what, man? We prophesied in your name. We cast out demons in your name. We did wonders in your name. I can just see the conviction in these people, like the boldness. They thought they were doing something. They genuinely thought they were doing something, but God Jesus is just like, I never knew you. And I'm wondering what legs. That means it's just not enough to be doing something. It's about the intention. It's about what those things that you're doing. Why are you doing them? Even he said that your works will be tested by fire. So I think if you really genuinely take time, if anything, guys, if you are starting to do things with God, I would tell you, start with you and God first. Before you listen to many voices and anything or whatever it can be, try to work on your relationship with God, fellowship with God.
You're very right about that. Recently, I was talking about what you really need is your identity. You need to be sure about who you are, because many of us, you know, the reason why you are moved by many winds is because you have not taken time to define yourself. And the first and most basic definition is who you are in Christ. Is who you are in Christ. The bananas can be first.
Okay, then the eggs.
Alright. So it's who you are in Christ. What does the Bible say about you? And you can never know what your purpose and vision are. What you are meant to do, what will bring money to you is what God has gifted you with. It's your gift that is meant to make room for you before kings. And if you are not spending time with God, you are not aware, like, what is it that you are really meant to do. And you find that you're not satisfied because you don't know your purpose. You end up finding somebody in an attempt to perfect or to find that fulfillment that comes from being with God and finding your purpose. And in the end, you are not just living a messed up life. So you need to identify yourself, have a value system from what God says you are, have a description of where you want to go.
And talking about purpose, right? I really love the fact that we firstly emphasize the part of having a relationship with God, because you can never find or discover your purpose without the Creator Himself, because He is the one who designed you for a specific purpose. So He's the one with the menu, so He's the best person for you to consult for your purpose.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks ago, we were having some nice shashlik. By the way, guys, shashlik means
Right.
Yes, those in South Africa, boerewors, guys.
Yes, guys. Before you all continue, can you please tell us what you are doing? Because some people do not know at all how to make this. So you need to tell us how many portions of what you put in what, so that maybe I also want to do it at home.
Okay, I'll just speak from my side. Everybody will speak for themselves. What I just did here, I added half this, like almost half a container of this butter, and actually a cup of sugar. And that's what I've just been doing all this time, mixing them. And what about you, Shani?
Okay, for me, this is 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
Please show us a teaspoon, because some of us
Okay, this is what we call teaspoon.
Not this guy, this one is a fork.
So yeah, 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3 of cinnamon, and 4 cups of flour, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And basically these are just the dry ingredients. Now I'm going to mix the milk with the vanilla essence, which is basically half a cup of milk, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence.
Okay,
And
guys,
I'm
so
waiting for the banana.
yeah, for me, I'm still learning, guys. So I'm just making something simple. I'm just crushing the bananas. So that's
6
all.
bananas.
And guess what? I'm the one who likes banana bread more than everyone in this table. But I'm learning.
you are also here. I love banana bread more than you all.
It's her birthday, so she can do the pretty words. It's fine. It's fine.
So you are speaking about purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about purpose, guys, I was saying that just a few weeks ago, I had a blessed moment with this other blessed man, and we were talking about how important it is to know your purpose. We're not talking about the career, because people think when you study medicine, when you study
your
economics,
purpose.
that's your purpose or that's your calling.
That's okay.
No, that's not. I've learned that, guys, sometimes we spend so many years trying to pursue something that we are never called for. You understand? And we waste so much time, and you're going to get employed. You earn something like 1,000 rubles. Okay, guys, I'm just estimating. You understand? But what I'm saying is, you could have taken that time to discover. I'm not encouraging people not to study. It's very important. Go to school, guys. Study. I've also studied medicine. But what I'm saying is, let it be your heart desire to also discover what it is you were born for. You understand? And start
What is
pursuing
the thing
that.
that your heart beats for?
Yeah, like Pastor Chris also once said in one of his messages, he told us that we have 2 purpose, like you have a natural destiny and a divine destiny. Yeah? Your natural destiny is the one that you are called, like where you go to school, what job you do, but then your divine destiny is the one that God has for you, your calling in Christ, what you are called to do.
The more you know yourself, the more powerful you become. And remember, power is what's going to drive you. Power is very, very important.
It's the force
because
and the
sometimes
energy.
we want to start to pursue things. Meanwhile, we're still broken. You understand? And as we're broken, our vision is not clear. And the very same way, we cannot tap into that inner power. You understand? So it is very, very important, guys, to allow ourselves to heal. Go to therapist, guys. Yeah,
Yes,
like,
that's
it's
why
very,
they're
very important.
therapists. It's not wrong for Christians to go
course.
to therapists. For those of us that have ideas that it's wrong for Christians to go to a doctor, it's wrong for... They were made also to help us. To make life easier and better for us. So we use it.
And talking about therapists, guys, there's something that has been really bothering our young people. I mean us. You know, we've been hearing a lot about mental illness, you know, depression, anxiety. And personally, I've been feeling like it's something that it's a topic so delicate that I feel like we all need to talk about. But I don't think I've experienced much to talk about it.
Okay.
You know, like I don't think I'm the right person to talk about it, but I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about, especially amongst Christians, because it's something still so real, and people still go through, even though they wake up every morning on Sunday to go to church. So, what do you guys have to say about that? About the therapist?
Okay, I'll be the first to get real on this table. Okay. No, I'm gonna take it personal, right? I have experienced depression at some point in my life. People who genuinely know me, they know I'm strong, I'm collected, and yeah, I seem to have, I actually have it together. But just that period, it was a season where I lost someone that I loved, so the devil took opportunity to just introduce certain thoughts that came from my childhood that made me doubt my worth, that made me doubt my value and all that stuff. And I remember there was a particular day that I was by the road, and all I could think about was I wanted to end my life. And if it wasn't for a worship song that rose in my spirit man stood and began to worship until it was like my mind, something was holding onto my mind, and all I could think about was I wanted to die. And the worship was what came over me, and it washed me until I was able to go where I was going. But it scared me to such a point that I realized I was not going to get over it by myself. It was something I once struggled with in my younger days, so it was something that I needed to face and deal with. So I actually went to my pastor, and my pastor linked me up with someone who's a counselor, and I spoke to her, and over some time she began to talk to me, and the power of speaking to somebody that's led by the Spirit of God is that they'll reveal why certain things are happening to you. So I got a counseling session. She would call me, check up on me, and she helped me focus on other things that were important for my life. Her name is Dr. Amara. So in the end, I came out, but I will be very honest. With all the capacity I had to pray, that moment I did not have the strength to pray for myself, to pray myself out of that situation. It took somebody else stepping into where I was, understanding by the Spirit of God what had happened, and taking me out. And from there I found strength that I want to help other women when they're going through depression, when they're going through stress. People underestimate the fact that the devil is out to get you. He's out to destroy you. He's out.
After your ex,
yes, he wants you to be destroyed. So he will use anything. And when he finds out that he can't destroy you by himself, he will employ you to destroy yourself. Hey, it's a strategy. If you read the Bible, it says that when more than one person comes together, they can achieve more than one person. A three chord cannot be broken. Why? Because the strength of numbers can preserve you where your individuality cannot preserve you.
Also,
I'm breaking 4/8 now. We've been doing everything we just talked about, so I'm just gonna disclaimer. Yes, I know.
Yeah, as I was saying that, but also, guys, number one thing that we need to know is it's God's will and desire for us to live a life without depression.
Yeah. Exactly.
To live a life of fulfillment, always happy every day. That is the priority. That's God's first plan for you. But also we should know that also God gave you a will. And a will, it's just a power of choice, you understand? And we have to know that, as my ladies have said, there's an enemy out there chasing after your life, you understand? So as he's chasing after your life, there's something that you need to understand, that you need to personally have that decision to choose to stay. You understand? To stay in God. Because you have a choice. So it means you have a choice to either stay or to go out.
The greatest lie that the devil can tell you is that God is not with you. Hey, he whispers to you that, oh, you're already too bad. Oh, you're already too broken. Oh, yeah, so God can never be with you. But God is always with us. It's up to us to be sensitized, to know that he is around us, to dwell in his presence and feel the overwhelming amount of peace that he gives us to us, the joy that he can give to us. So never ever try to think that whatever situation you're going through, or whatever sin you may have committed, or whatever it can be, that God can never hear you, that God doesn't love you anymore. It's a lie. And
or that it's too dirty, or something for God to forgive.
No.
God forgives everything, anything. You know, that's the beautiful thing about
that's
God.
his grace, yeah.
He died for us. You know, Jesus died for us, even though we were yet sinners. Before we were born, goodness, he already died. He already took it all before we could even do anything. That is how loving our God is. So, Charlene, what did you just do, please? I'm just seeing something.
Okay, so we just added the 4 eggs that we had to our butter and sugar mix. And from there we're going to add the bananas and then the milk, and the last thing that's going to go in our dry ingredients.
So that means we're almost done, guys.
What about people, what do you have to say to people that have been abused, probably physically, sexually? Because I know a lot of youth are dealing with that.
And it's women's
yes, women. So they have been sexually abused by or molested by someone that they loved, or someone that they thought they could trust, and now they are sitting with this challenge.
So we're mixing, guys, the dry ingredients. Okay, so about abusive relationships, and many people have emphasized on this, and it can never, I mean, it sounds so cliche, but leave, guys. Leave abusive relationships.
The man God meant for you would never hurt you. He would love you like Christ loved the church, even to the point of dying for you.
Beautiful.
That's the man that's meant for you. If you have to change yourself for him, if you have to underplay who you are, girl.
So, I mean, move. Also, that one is for like a relationship that you chose to be in. So, I mean, it happened to you, but some things you don't choose, like rape. Some things like just somebody attacking you, or just
Maybe one of your family.
Molesting you. You know, that's not a situation where we can just be like, oh, leave. I think seeking help is very important, like she mentioned. It is really vital, and also your voice matters. So I think if people can work on learning to speak out,
communicate.
Yes, voice out. No matter what they say, no matter if they say it's not important. This thing of, oh, you did not dress well. Hey, so this one I don't even want to go there.
It's not your
You are not supposed to be moving at that time. I think the most important thing is learn to speak out and voice out the hurt that you've experienced, so that other people can learn from it. And it's also good for your own healing, actually. And obviously, like I said, get help and take it day by day and heal from it. What I can say is that, guys,
Pray.
The prayer, obviously, we have learned so much to just tolerate some stuff. You know that your heart is breaking, but you act like you don't want to even talk about it. You don't even want to pray about it. You say you are fine. Guys, there's nothing wrong with experiencing challenges. There's really nothing wrong with experiencing challenges. And actually the first step to dealing with challenges is admitting that you actually are experiencing a challenge. And that is how you will learn to work on this thing. So I think we need to stop being a passive generation. Passive with our issues, passive with whatever things that may come our way. We need to learn to face things head on head, like, you know, deal with them, you know, pray about it actively, you know, like, you know.
So guys, as we were talking about people who were molested and stuff like that, as we said that, like, most of the time, actually all the time, it's not their choice. I believe there's no one who just wakes up and they wish to be molested and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, number one, guys, we need to be informed. Because I feel like we're a generation that is not informed. Like, we lack a lot of knowledge, you understand? Why am I saying this? Because most of the time people end up blaming themselves because there's an external knowledge that is coming to them that tells them, like at the end of the day, they conclude that it's their fault. But if they have an information that will reject whatever the information they have, they'll be able to have a sober mind and understand that no, it's not my fault. And that is why, like, when you go to a therapist, what they use is knowledge. What they use is an information. So what I'm saying is, we need to be informed, guys. Let us read. Let us make it a habit. I know sometimes, like for me, I'm still working on it, but let us make it a habit to read. You understand? Then
We also need to educate men. What if we actually worked on the culprits and not the victims? We need to take initiative to go out there and talk to people about how this can impact another person, the victim or anything like that.
Also let them know about God, Jesus, because if you have the love of God, you can never do such a thing. Even if the love of God is burning in your heart, you can never think to do something like that to another human being. You understand? So what we also basically need to teach them is the undiluted word of God, not a religion, but the undiluted word.
And it will also heal them, because sometimes people become rapists because not by choice. They experience certain things. I'm not justifying what they are doing.
It's a cycle.
It's wrong.
It happens to them.
But sometimes some people, most of the time, when you start seeking down, there's something wrong with them. What I'm saying is, whatever a person does, it's a symptom of something that's already there. You understand? There's something behind the person. Also, the person needs help. You understand? So, as my sister said, it's very, very important to let people know about God, because God is the one that will deal with the roots of both the person who raped and also the person who was raped. The responsibility to make sure that you know what, I get healed. Like I said, guys, like for example, for me, I lost my mom, and it wasn't something that I wished or I kind of like had power over, but I had to realize that I should stop acting victim. You understand? It's sometimes it sounds harsh, but it's reality, because playing victim is just gonna be there bitter, and next time you are the rapist. You understand? So you need to take responsibility and say, what, I didn't choose this, but I also have a choice. You know, I have a choice to recover from this. You understand?
Anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think about this. Just like comment in the comment section what you think, what you want to hear from us. Because we want to talk about things you also want to hear about. But finance is something that we also want to talk about. It's career, whatever it can be, whatever, I don't know, whatever it can be. What you think about our banana bread? We'll post pictures. For now, we'll just show you. Show them.
Okay. I'm not showing them. This is basically like the consistency that you have.
Did you add anything else, or you just?
Instead of the half milk, we ended up using a full cup, because it was, and try not to play around with it, because if you play around with it a lot, it becomes hard when you're baking it.
And you can add a little bit of lemon.
The dry ingredients are combined with the wet ingredients, stop mixing it, stop playing around it with like Melissa and keep doing. Keep your hands. Don't be tempted to keep mixing it, because the more air it has, the harder it is.
So we're gonna just pour it into these cups, put it in the oven, but we're gonna wrap up the video for
Guys, if you have
now.
questions, also ask them, like if you want them to post the ingredients and the steps.
I'll put everything in the description box because I love you guys. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. This is probably a long one, but I really, really appreciate you. And if you feel like this has blessed you, definitely share. Knowledge that you receive, always share with others, you know. I don't know, comment, subscribe.
If you don't subscribe, we're not doing nothing.
Yes, we're almost at 500 subscribers. We're already at 400 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for the love, and thank you guys for joining me today and doing this sisterhood thing. It's beautiful. It's really look at them being humble. Guys, we're humble.
Okay, I just want you to pour the banana things. I like food. I won't even lie.
Okay,
We'll show
so
you the pictures.
first, these are just basically like
Just
disposable
one,
ones.
yeah.
So you're gonna have to get some butter and oil the base, so that like it's easier to bring out when you're done baking.
Let's
Just
do that quick.
Yeah, just show us one necklace.
Yeah, so that
Some of us would have, you know, me, I wouldn't have put butter, you see? I would just have now poured ingredients.
The person behind the video loves you guys, and please,
I think she should come and
yeah,
taste.
please.
Guys,
Go.
I'm coming.
In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Guys, I love you. Subscribe. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe and show your girl some love. I mean, they really tried for you today.
She's our manager.
Yeah, guys. For more videos, you have to subscribe. Oh, wow.
So you can see she's putting in.
Guys, I'm gonna enjoy this on your behalf. Guys, it's gonna be delicious.
So you just shake it up a bit.
Subscribe. I'll see you
Then
again.
come, I want to show them close up.
Okay.
So this is how it looks like, guys.
So don't fill it too much because it's gonna come up. So you leave kind of like a third of it. So
Hey, the details we're showing you guys. You better subscribe. Oh, hey, try.